up to this point, under variation, we've covered direct variation. We've covered inverse. We've covered joint variation, and we've covered partial variation. Now you may be wondering, how do questions come under variation? So let's see typical JAMB variation questions and also likely questions for your examination. All right, here's the typical question under variation. S varies directly as Y. When S equals 4, Y equals 2. Find S when Y equals 4. Now, when you see something like this, the first thing you should check is the type of variation. Is it a direct variation? Is it an inverse variation, joint, or partial? Now, from the question, we are told that S varies directly as Y. Okay? So from this statement, we can clearly deduce that this question is under direct variation. And another reason why we can conclude that it's direct variation is that it involves two variables joined directly. Okay? So this is direct variation. Solution. So let's analyze the question. So S varies directly as Y. So that's the first statement. And in lecture 1, so I explained how to express these statements mathematically. So when S varies directly as Y, it means S. So like I told you earlier, proportionality sign is the same as variation sign. So Y, S varies directly as Y, is the same thing as saying that S is directly proportional to Y. So when S increases, Y increases. And as S decreases, Y also decreases. All right. So we introduce our equality sign. S equals KY. So if you've not gone through part 1, I highly recommend you go through part 1 because I've discussed everything on how to change proportionality sign to equality sign and so many stuff. So part 1 covers the basis. Okay, good. Now we have this equation. Let's continue reading. We've been able to express the first statement. Now, when S equals 4, Y equals 2. So we're not told that S equals 4, Y equals 2. Then find S when Y equals 4. So let's attend to this issue here. When S is 4, Y is 2. Then to find S when Y equals 4, we need to get this constant. So without the constant, we can't find S when Y equals 4. You get the logic? Good. So now how do we find constant? It's simple. Constant can be gotten from this area, this statement. Because S equals KY. We know S and we know Y, which is S and Y. The only thing we don't know here is K. So let's make a subject formula. We divide here by Y, okay? Divide here by Y. So Y divided by Y, we cancel 1, 1, okay? So we now have S over Y equals K. So which can be reversed or which you can switch to get K is equals S over Y. So the next step is to substitute. We know that S equals 4 and Y equals 2. So we just come here and say K equals S 4 and Y is 2. So 4 divided by 2 will give you 2. So we've gotten K equals 2. And note, K means constant. So anywhere you see K, this is constant. You could use anything as a constant. A, O, S, any stuff, any letter as a constant. But K is widely acceptable and it's easier, like K constant. Some persons prefer to use C. So don't get it confused. So it just means the constant. And like I told you, proportionality sign is not equal to sign. So to change proportionality sign to equality sign, so we need to multiply one side by a constant to get the other part. So that's when proportionality sign can be changed to equality sign, which is proportionality sign here. Good. Here. Okay, good. Let's proceed. Find S when Y equals 4. So already we know that S is equals KY from this. But we know Y. We are looking for S. Do we know K? Yes. K is constant. So long as this question is concerned, you can use the value of constant to solve for anything. So it doesn't change. So it doesn't mean that we will look for another value of K and to find this other S. No. So K is constant. Okay? Good. So it's very simple. You just want to come and say S equals K. We know. Y 4 times 4 equals 8. So at this point, be happy. D. Alright. See, you've gotten 1 or 2 marks in your account. That is it. Simple, right? Good. Alright. Let's move to the next question. And if you have any question, don't fail to visit flashlearners.com/questions to ask any question or drop any question under variation. Alright, question 2. The length of a pendulum varies directly as the square of its period. If a pendulum with period 4 seconds is 64 centimeters long, find the length of a pendulum whose period is 9 seconds. A 36 cm, B 144 cm, C 324 cm, and D 96 cm. Now, varies directly. When you see a question like this, so we already know that it's under variation. So you don't need to be thinking, which one is pendulum again, or what is simple pendulum, or you don't need to be going to the dictionary to check pendulum. No. So you don't need to know the meaning of pendulum or the rest. Look at what we need. The only thing we need from here or the things we need are varies directly, which is direct variation. Okay, so the length varies directly as the square of its period, T, which means the length is L. So, solution. From the first statement, it says length L varies directly as the square of its period. So, length L varies directly as the square of its period, that is square. And what you should understand is the difference between square and square root. The difference between cube and cube root. Because a whole lot of students confuse you. So this is square. If I say 2 square, this is 2 square. If I say square root of 2, 2 cube, cube root of 2. Okay? So that is it for you. Alright, now let's proceed. If a pendulum with period 4 seconds is 64 cm. So if at t is equals 4, L equals 64. Okay, then find length of a pendulum whose period is 9 seconds. So that means at t equals 9, L is equals question. So t 9 seconds. So let's proceed. Like in our usual way, L is equals k t square. Alright, don't be confused by the square. No, it's the same. So don't let any question under variation scare you. No, you don't have them. So divide both sides by t square to make the subject formula. This will cancel this will cancel this. No, it can't cancel. So when this cancels this, we now have L over t square plus k. So which you can flip to get k is equals L over t square. So we can now solve to get the value of the proportionality constant k. Okay, so from the first statement we are told that L is 64 and t is 4. So therefore t squared being 4 squared. So which is the same thing as 64 over 4 squared is 16. So 64 divided by 16 should give you 4. So anytime you are solving and you are not with calculator, so you can break things down. For example, 64 divided by 16. You can do something like start from 2 because it's easy to divide some any value by 2, or it's easier. 64 divided by 2 should give you 32. Okay, then 16 divided by 2 should give you 8. And while dividing or solving a mass, anything that happens to the right should happen to the left, and whatever happens to the top should happen to the bottom, so that it can be balanced. You can't be dividing 64 by 2 and not be dividing 16 by another value, so it's not okay. So you look at it again. 2 can go. 2 into 32 should give you 16. 2 divided by 8, 4. We can still break it down. So 2 can divide 16 and 2 can divide 4. Alright, so 2 goes here, 8, 2 here, 2. You see? So it can still go. 8 divided by 2 should give you 4. 2 divided by 2, 1. So 4 divided by 1 equals 4. So you arrive here. So you don't need to be scared of big values. You can actually break them down to get the answer. Alright, now we've gotten constant. So I think we'll be happy because you're almost done. So what you do is this: bring out bring out this guy. No, bring out this guy. L equals k t square, which is from here. Then we know k is 4, and now we are giving t as 9. So times 9, but it's squared, so we have to square the 9 square. So 9 squared is the same thing as 9 times 9. So 9 times 9, 81, yes. So 4 times 81 will give you 324 C. So the answer is C. Alright, take a look at it while we proceed to the next question. Alright, take a look at this. S varies inversely as y, and S equals 2.5 when y equals 2. Find s if y equals 4. So from this question, you see, we are dealing with inverse variation. So I told you inverse is 1 over something. To invert, to flip. So I say inverse of A is simply 1 over A. Inverse of B, 1 over B. So inverse of 1 over B is equals B over 1 equals B. So let's bring out the mathematical expression. S varies inversely as y. So inversely as y, 1 over y is the inverse of y. So like we are used to, S will be equal k over y, because proportionality sign equals k. So this 1 over y. This remains, this becomes equals k. Then which is the same thing as k times 1 is k over y. So this is the same thing as this. Now, when s equals to 1 over 2, y equals 2. As y is equals 4, s equals question. So let's solve for the first part. When y equals 2.5, sorry, when s equals 2.5, y equals 2. So we have s, we have y. So let's find k. We can do that by making k subject formula. So we cross multiply. K is equals s y, which is the same as s times y. So k equals, s is 2 1 over 2, y is 2. So let's break this 2.5 down. Now listen carefully or observe well. To break this down so that we're able to solve easily, what you do is simple. Now look at the fraction very well. You hold 1 over 2. So you change it to improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5. Then maybe this 2 over 2. That's how you break it down. If it were 2 1 over 3, 3 times 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. 7 over 3. So 4, 2 over 3 is 3 times 4, 12. 12 plus 2, 14 over this 3. So that's how we roll. So we now have 5 over 2 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10 over 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So k equals 5. Now find s when y equals 4. So from here or from here, we can make y subject formula. Or even, okay, here k is made subject formula. So from here, when you cross multiply, you get sy equals k. Right? So to get s, we divide both sides by y. So this cancels this. We now have s equals k over y. We are happy because we already have k as 5, and we are told to make that y is 4. So we are looking for s when y equals 4. So say okay, K is 5, Y is 4. The answer is 5/4. But when you look at this option, there is no 5/4 precisely. So in this form, and don't be tempted to pick 5 or pick 4 and say, let's just throw away the 5, or pick 5 and say, let's just throw away the 4. No, it's not done. Okay. So what you do is this: solve each of them to see which will give you 5/4, or break down 5/4. So let me do from here. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1, 5 over this 4. So that's this is the same thing as 1 over 4. So your answer is A. Yeah, take a look at it very well. All right, look at this question. The time taken to do a piece of work varies inversely as the number of men employed. If it takes 30 men 6 days to do a piece of work, how many men are required to do the work in 4 days? Like, obviously, the time taken to do work is actually inversely proportional to the number of men employed, provided their strength remains the same. For instance, as the number of men or workers increase, the time it takes to finish the work becomes lesser. Okay? While as the number of workers reduce, the time taken to do the work becomes more. Now we are told that the time taken to do a piece of work varies inversely, which confirms that we are dealing with inverse variation or indirect variation. We can also read this as the time taken to do a piece of work is inversely proportional, okay, to the number of men employed. So we can say, let's take time as T. Let's call time T. Time equals T. And let's call the number, let the number of men employed be equals M, to make it easier for us during calculation. So if it takes 30 men 6 days to do a piece of work, okay, men or number of men, let's take number of men as N, number of men, then time. So when number of men equals 30, it took them 6 days. So that means time equals 6 days. So how many men are required to do the work in 4 days? So when time equals 4, number of men, that's what we are looking for. Very simple. So from here, we will be able to solve, knowing that T varies inversely as N. So number of time taken varies inversely as the number of men employed. So that is the expression. And recall, proportionality times over N is the same thing as K over N. And like we've been doing, T is equals K over N, then N equals K over T equals, or K is equals T N. Same thing as N T. Okay? Alright. N equals 30 and T is equals 6. So 6 times 30 equals 180. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. So that is K for you. We found K, 180. Now, let's look for T, the time it will take for S men to do the work. So here it takes 4 days to do the work, and the constant is 180. So how many men actually did the work in 4 days? Or how many men are required to do the work in 4 days? So let's look at, so from here, T is equals K over N, right? So when you cross multiply, N T equals K. So to make number of men subject formula, which we are looking for, we divide both sides by T, just like we've been doing. Over T over T. So N equals K over T. K is equals 180 and T is equals 4. Now 180 divided by 4. 180 over 2 is 90. 4 over 2 is 2. Right? So the answer is 45. You are home and dry. Now take a look at it very well while we proceed to the next question. Take a look at this one. P varies jointly as M and Q. M equals 4, P equals 1, when Q equals 2. Find P when Q equals 3 and M equals 1. So if you look at this, it involves more than 2 variables. We have P, we have Q, and we have M. So this is no longer direct variation. It's a joint variation because it involves many variables. So P varies jointly as M and Q. So that's to say P is proportional to M and Q. So which can be written mathematically as P M Q. You see, so there is no big deal whether direct, inverse, or joint variation. It's still the same pattern. So P is proportional to MQ. So we still do the same thing, which is P is equals K M Q. So we make K subject formula by removing MQ from the left side. Right? So this cancels this. K becomes this other side. P over MQ. So I've not done anything different. Should I go over it again? Alright, let me do that. P varies jointly as M and Q, or P is inversely proportional to M and Q. So this is interpretation. P is proportional to M and Q. So M, Q. So we change the variation of proportionality sign to equality sign to introduce a constant. So this brings us to P equals KMQ. Okay? So since we have M for P equals 1 and Q equals 2. So we find the proportionality constant, or K. So to find K, we make K subject formula. So this is P equals KMQ. So when we divide both sides by MQ, it will enable us eliminate MQ from this side to make K subject formula. So M divided by M is 1, Q divided by Q is 1. So 1 times 1, 1. So it will remain K here. So P will divide by MQ. You can't divide them, so they are not similar. So K equals P over MQ. Alright, now we now have P is 1, MQ. M is 4 times Q 2. So which is 1 over 8. K is equals 1 over 8. So now let's find P when K is 1 over 8 times M is 1 times Q is 3. So we now have 1 times 1, 1 times 3, 3, 3 over 8. It's very simple. So they are all similar. Alright, let's take an example under partial variation. to wrap it up. Take a look at this. S is partly constant and partly varies as y. When y equals 2, s equals 0. Y and y equals 6, s equals 20. Find s when y equals 3. If you look at this very well, it's somehow confusing, right? Different from what we've been doing. So this shows that it's partial, partly constant and partly varies. Look at it, it's as y. When s is 2, when s is 0, y is 2, and y is 6, s is 20. Find s when y equals 3. So we're not having like 3 sets of values for s and y, unlike what we've been doing with 2 sets of values. So this will involve a simultaneous equation. Like we solved two equations once to get the 2 value of the constant and to find here. Alright, let's leave too much stories. Let me just solve and a close look at it, you will understand. So when I told that s is partly constant, so they gave us hints. So this is the interpretation. S is partly constant and partly varies as y. So it varies as y and is constant. So that is the expression. So we have 2 sets of equations. The first one is when s is 2, when y is 2, s is 0, and y is 6, s is 20. So this is the first set we are given. So let's introduce it into the equation there. So from the first one, s is 0, y is 2. So this will be 2k, y is 2 plus m. Equation 1. You see, so it's leading to simultaneous equation. That's how you solve partial variation. And questions usually don't come from partial variation in exam. No, most times. So you hardly see questions under partial variation. But it's good, you still follow. Now the second set, y is 6 when s is 20. So s is 20, y is 6 plus m. So all we did there was to substitute into this equation. This is the equation. So from the first one, s is 0, y is 2. So we bring the same equation, substitute the second set. Y equals 6. So anywhere you see y equals 6, remaining this k plus this k. Nothing has happened. And from here, s is 20, s 20. We've not done anything. So let's solve the equation simultaneously. So from simultaneous equation, I've already treated. It will be very easy for you to solve. So if you don't understand how to solve simultaneous equation, I would advise you go to a topic specially dedicated to simultaneous equation. So from equation 1, we have 0 equals 2k plus m. Okay, here is 0. So let's take m to the other side. M minus m equals 2k. Because as you take it to this side, it becomes negative. Okay, so it's into m equals minus 2k. So if you should take 2k to this side and leave m becomes minus 2k. So let's call this equation 3. Substituting the equation 3 into equation 2, so we have this equation 2, 20 equals 6k plus m. But m equals minus 2k. So let's put minus 2k instead of m minus 2. Right? Hope you are following. So we are solving simultaneous equation now. So under variation. So don't be scared. It's still simple. So just keep repeating the video, you understand. Now, 20 equals 6k. Plus times minus is minus. Okay? Minus times minus plus. Take note of that. Equals minus 2k. So 20 equals 6k minus 2k should give you 4k. So let's continue here. 20 is equals 4k. So k is equals 20 over 4, which is 2 into 20 is 10. 2 into 4 is 2. So k is 5. So we've gotten the value of k. So let's substitute the value of k into equation 3, since k is equals 5. So we can now say from equation 3, m equals minus 2k. We get the gist. But k equals 5. So m will now be equals minus 2 times 5 equals minus 10. So we've gotten m and we've gotten k. So m equals minus 10, k equals 5. So we can now substitute here to get the other value, because we are looking for s is question when y equals 3. So to get s when y equals 3, we already have the things we need. So this is the equation. S equals ky plus m. So from here, we already have m, we have k, we have y. So we can find s. So s becomes k, which is 5, y is 3 times 3 plus m minus 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus times minus, minus. So minus 10 plus 5. So s is 5. That is it. Thanks for watching.